At 81 years old, I've realized that society has a very specific, almost aggressive script for men. They tell you that you must always be searching. They suggest that you are only complete if you have a partner by your side. They make you feel like a man standing alone is somehow a man who is failing, or worse, a man who has been defeated. But at the age of 60, I decided to stop following that script. I chose peace over the chase, and it was the most liberating decision of my entire life. This isn't about being against love. It's about being for tranquility. If you feel the constant pressure to find someone just to fill a void, listen closely. This is about the difference between being alone and being truly free. Go ahead and get settled. Take a moment for yourself. We are often taught that aging solo is a tragedy. We are told to fear the quiet house, the empty chair, and the silence of a Sunday morning. But at 81, the view from this mountain is different. I've learned that the greatest tragedy isn't being alone. It's being with the wrong person because you were terrified of the stillness. I spent decades in the chase. I spent years trying to make relationships work that simply didn't fit the man I was becoming. I won't let you waste your golden years doing the same if your heart isn't truly in it. Think about your life right now. Look at your motivations with brutal honesty. Are you looking for a partner because you truly desire companionship, or because you're afraid of what people will think if you don't? I once believed that my value as a man was tied to having someone on my arm. I thought it was a badge of success, a way to prove I was still in the game. This need for external validation drained my soul for years. I was compromising my hobbies, my schedule, and my very peace just to keep a flame alive that was already out. It was a heavy price to pay for a life that felt more like a performance than a reality. But here is the truth that only 8 decades of survival can give you. After a certain age, your currency changes. You no longer want to trade your limited time for unnecessary drama. You no longer want to trade your quiet evenings for the sake of meeting social expectations or avoiding the single guy label at dinner parties. The moment I stopped looking, a deep healing began. It wasn't an act of bitterness or a rejection of the world. It was an act of profound self-respect. It was like finally coming home to a place where I didn't have to apologize for my own preferences or my own silence. Stop for a second. I want you to really think about this. Do you feel more at peace when you are by yourself? Or does the silence make you feel restless and anxious? Tell me in the comments. I truly want to hear your honest thoughts on this transition. Something I misunderstood for most of my adult life was the nature of completion. We are sold the lie that we are half of a whole. But at 81, I know that a man must be a kingdom unto himself. If you enter a relationship because you are hungry for companionship, you will eat anything, even if it's poison for your soul. I chose to wait until I was full. And in that fullness, I realized I didn't need a partner to justify my existence or to finish the picture of my life. My life was already a masterpiece, even in its quietest corners. This fear of being discarded by a fast-moving world was a burden I carried far too long. If I could go back, I'd tell my 60-year-old self, the freedom to wake up when you want, to eat what you want, and to live exactly how you choose is a luxury most men never taste because they are too busy compromising. Choosing peace isn't a retreat from life. It's a victory over the noise. The world wants you distracted by the hunt because a man who is content alone is a man they cannot easily manipulate. A man who enjoys his own company doesn't need to buy things to feel worthy, and he doesn't need to follow the crowd to feel safe. One error I finally corrected was letting the expectations of my peers dictate the rhythm of my heart. I spent too many years letting the fear of ending up alone shout over my soul's desperate need for tranquility. Let's be honest here. People will look at you with pity. They'll ask, "Don't you want someone to take care of you when things get hard?" But at 81, I've seen enough to know that taking care is a complicated contract. Sometimes the cost of that care is your entire identity. My life turned around when I stopped looking for a companion to fix my life and started looking for my own soul to lead it. This quietly cost me years of joy, trying to fit into a mold of a couple's life that was simply too small for the man I was meant to be. Have you ever felt more lonely inside a relationship than you did when you were single? It's a haunting feeling, isn't it? Many men stay in that loneliness because they fear the exit more than the unhappiness. Your story might be the wake-up call someone else needs today. I used to think I had to explain why I was single. I felt I owed people a reason for my absence from the dating world. But at 81, I know that "my peace is my priority" is a complete sentence. It requires no further explanation. When I stopped explaining, I finally started experiencing the world on my own terms. I discovered that a quiet home isn't a lonely place. It's a sanctuary. It's where you heal from the decades of noise that a busy, high-pressure life inevitably creates. This is what I call solo sovereignty. I've learned that true, deep peace is impossible if you are constantly managing someone else's moods or expectations. By choosing this path after 60, I allowed the ghosts of my past relationships to finally settle. I stopped stirring the pond of my emotions just to feel alive through conflict or passion. I let the water become clear. For me, at this stage of my journey, clarity became much more valuable than a companion. There is a specific, quiet dignity that comes with age and solitude. It's the ability to sit in a park or on your own porch and not feel like you're waiting for anyone or anything. You are just there, existing, complete. If you feel that a relationship at this stage would be more work than reward, don't fight that feeling. It's not giving up on life. It's leveling up your standards. You are graduating from the need for external validation. You are finally becoming the master of your own time. Think about the sheer energy it takes to merge your life with another person's, the compromises on where to live, how to spend your money, what to eat, and who to spend your time with. For some, that's a beautiful trade. But for many men, especially after a lifetime of labor and responsibility, that trade is no longer worth it. I decided that my remaining years were too precious to negotiate. I wanted the full version of my life, not the edited version that fits into a relationship. It's never too late to reclaim your sovereignty. Even at 81, I am still discovering how much I enjoy the sound of my own thoughts and the freedom of my own schedule. You have to protect your peace like it's the last drop of water in a vast desert, because in many ways, it is. This realization finally brought me the rest I had been searching for since I was 20. I spent years as a provider, a protector, and a partner. But the peace of being just me was worth every moment of the wait. As you look forward, consider the home inside your own chest. Is it a place of constant compromise and quiet resentment? Or is it a place of freedom and genuine rest? I turned the world's expectations down and I turned my own freedom up. This was my choice, and it gave me back my life in a way I never thought possible. Before I leave you, I have a request. If this conversation about choosing peace over the social hunt touched you, please subscribe to the channel. My mission is to share these 81 years of perspective with men who might be feeling pressured by a world that doesn't understand the power of standing alone. If you found a sense of relief in these words, hit that like button. It helps this message reach another man who needs to know that it's okay to choose his own peace. And please share your story in the comments. Have you reached a point where you prefer your own company? What was the moment you realized that being single was a choice, not a sentence? I read every comment. Your stories are the bridge that connects us. You don't have to be 81 to understand that your peace is non-negotiable. You can decide today to stop the chase. You can start a new chapter where your peace is the center of your world, not a byproduct of someone else's happiness. A man's life isn't defined by the partner on his arm. It's defined by the depth of his character and the stillness of his mind. Don't fear the quiet house. It's in that space that you finally find the man you were always meant to be before the world told you who you had to be with. Take care of yourself, my friend. Protect your freedom. And remember, peace doesn't need permission. It just needs courage.